What is up, my beautiful people? It is Adamo back on Rossoneri TV, and today I'll be speaking to you guys about the group in which Milan were drawn upon in the Europa League group stages. Of course, the draw happened these past couple days, and after putting away with the likes of Craiova and Scandia, Milan are finally officially able to be aware of who their opponents will be in the upcoming fixtures in the Europa League. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys will be pinpointing the quote-unquote farmer teams in the Europa League. Of course, you have to admit a lot of the teams in this competition are almost walkovers, but I must say that there's at least two teams per group, at least in the majority of groups, that can cause some damage in the competition. Of course, Milan are the standout opponents in our group, but there is one more team which I honestly wasn't aware would be as good as they are. They're not great, but they're definitely, if you ask me, going to at least finish second in the group if things go as they should on paper at least. But speaking of which, of course, you guys want to know who's in the group. So let's start off with Austria Wien, of course, Rijeka, and AEK Athens. Now, AEK Athens finished fourth in the Greek league, qualifying for the Europa League through the playoffs, of course, finishing behind the likes of Olympiacos and such, if you're not aware. I looked them up. They don't have too many standout players. From the research I did, a couple Wikipedia searches, they don't really have any players that are going to cause Milan too much problems. If you ask me, I personally think that they will most likely finish fourth, bottom of the table. I mean, it's a little bit rough. I don't watch them at all, really, let's be honest, so I can't really give a fair assessment. But if you ask me, I would definitely place them fourth in the group, and I think that Milan will be able to trample them when they face off against each other. But you never know. They do got some talented players, and if Milan don't take them seriously, get too many injuries, fitness problems, anything can happen. But on to Austria Wien. They finished second behind Red Bull Salzburg. Of course, a lot of you guys know them for being the other Red Bulls team. You got New York Red Bulls, Red Bull Salzburg, RB Leipzig, of course, in Germany. So there's a lot of teams owned by Red Bulls, and a lot of people know of Salzburg just for the fact of that. And they're actually quite a decent team, but they're not in our group. Rather, it's the team that finished below them. But they do have a player who got 17 goals last season. His name's Coyote. If anybody you're going to look out for, it's definitely going to be him on that team, should he be healthy. And, of course, they finished 18 points behind Red Bulls. So, I mean, 18 points, that's a lot. That's a lot of points. So I wouldn't be too concerned about this team. I would have them finishing in third place. And now on to Milan's most likely biggest of challenges, although Milan should still, of course, be able to beat them. But you can't write every team off. As I said, if anybody's going to be causing damage, it is going to be Rijeka. I think that they're our biggest worry. They won the Croatian League above the likes of Dinamo Zagreb. Now, I know a lot of you know that team as well. They have performed in different competitions, whether it be the Champions League or the Europa League. I think that, for them to finish above them is quite a hefty thing that they were able to pull off. They also won the Croatian League Cup as well. Now, they should be in the Champions League, but they weren't able to qualify past the qualification stages as Milan did. They were not able to for the Champions League, so they are back down into the Europa League. But, of course, as I said, there's a lot of competition throughout in the knockout rounds. And, Rijeka, I think, will be Milan's most dangerous opponent. Now, they do have a player named Adrijasevic who got 18 goals last season. So I think that he will be, of course, just like the other player on Austria Wien. I think he will definitely be the most player that we have to look out for and can cause the most damage to Milan, should any damage be done. Now, I do think that we're fortunate with our group. Other Serie A teams like Lazio were paired with the likes of Nice, so a very, very competitive team. Atalanta got absolutely screwed. I'm sure you guys saw that. They got put into a group with Everton and Lyon. What the hell is that? That is definitely the group of death in the Europa League. That could even possibly be, a Champions League group at any point. I mean, Atalanta, of course, are much weaker than they were last season, but you have to, encourage that. Atalanta are far better than some of these other teams. I wouldn't necessarily consider them a farmer. I think they did well last season. Although losing the players that they did, they will still be able to compete in their group, but let's be honest, I think that Lyon and Everton are definitely going to be finishing first and second. So regardless, Milan should be doing well. They got pretty fortunate with their group, with Rijeka being the biggest worry that they had. Now you also have to consider that some other clubs who finished third in the Champions League, I believe the rule still stands that you go down to the Europa League. So a lot of other good teams are going to be coming into the competition. And with that being said, how do you think Milan will be finishing in the competition? I want to know your thoughts and where you think Milan will end up. You know, how far they will be going, what kind of a run they will be making, considering all factors for the fact that they want to push for the Champions League spot in the Serie A, and of course they would like to, you know, maybe win the Europa League. I don't think we will. I think that's asking quite a lot. Once you get to the semis and finals, you got some pretty big teams there. I don't think Milan will be well equipped enough to defeat them, but regardless, let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you for watching the video. Just a quick little unedited update for you guys on the group stages. Let me know, as I said, what you thought. And also, I'm going to be changing my setup. I mentioned that in a previous video. Probably going to be getting a little bit of a chair, you know, go in a corner, something a lot better with some designs on the walls. So keep you guys entertained on the channel. Of course, but leave a like and subscribe for more content. We got a lot of stuff coming up for you guys. Of course, some very exciting news coming for AC Milan this season. But anyways, it has been Adamo, and as always, peace out.